Welcome to Cablevision's coverage of the 9th Annual Oyster Bay Invitational Youth Hockey Tournament. Today from Cantiague Park in Hicksville, Oyster Bay takes on Stamford, Connecticut in the Mite Division. Hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Landers, along with Dr. Stanley Einbender, and he is the president of the Oyster Bay Youth Hockey, and we're here at Cantiague Park. And Stan, should be quite an invitational tournament, the 9th tournament. Tell us about some of the teams that are here from pretty far away.
Well, most of the teams are from all over the country. They come as far as California, and for the first time in our tournament, we're very proud to have teams from Europe. We have two teams in the Bantam division. That's our 14, 15-year-old division, one from Finland and one from Sweden, which we're very proud of this year, and it adds a little international flavor to our tournament.
All right, Stan, we're going to see Mites playing in this first game, and these are ages 5 to 9. Stamford, Connecticut comes in with an outstanding record. They've been playing excellent hockey. They won 6-5 over Enfield, Connecticut in their first game, and Stamford has a record of 19-4-2. On the other hand, Oyster Bay beat Pasadena, California 20-2. They have an outstanding record of 35-20-10, coached by Tom Mitchell. What kind of team can we expect from Oyster Bay?
Well, I think that the skill level on the Oyster Bay team here is outstanding. The boys, in most part now, are a year older because of the age change in the division, and they really have honed their skills. Tom Mitchell has been developed our Mite program. He's been coaching in our organization for quite a few years, and he's been the Mite director now for at least 3 or 4 years. And Tom builds his teams from the back up, goaltending, defense, and all of these boys, he emphasizes teamwork, and you're going to see a lot of skills for young kids here.
Well, the defense is very young in some positions. Ryan Russo and David Thorne, outstanding defensemen. They're small. And you've got Scott Martin also on defense. He can shoot and they can skate, as well as Justin Puterback. As far as the offense is concerned, Brett Oyster is a fine center iceman, one of the leaders, a young man from Queens who plays out here. Andrew Tortorella. You've got a lot of outstanding players. Cooper Shefflin, Eric Jensen to watch, and Brian McKinnon. McKinney, yep, and Jesse Hound Dog Vella. They've got some interesting nicknames. So they should be an exciting club to watch. As far as Stamford is concerned, they too start with a goaltender and have an excellent goaltender. We'll talk about Tom Melissa in a moment, but their offense comes from their center iceman too, Ryan Conway, with 34 goals. Taking a look first at the Oyster Bay goaltender, young man who they're very proud of, Brendan Timms.
Well, Brendan has really improved tremendously this year. We've added a lot in our program this year. We have the former Ranger goalie, Gilles Vellemue, who is working with our goaltenders at all levels, and he's working on their basic skills, and Brendan has really improved. He's very willing. He's a quiet boy, and he listens to Gilles, and Gilles has worked with him, and I think he's improved tremendously this year. When the kids are this age, you notice tremendous improvements, even from week to week in a boy like this.
All right, Todd Melissa, the other youngster you saw, will be in goal for Stamford. He was telling us before, I think his father was telling us, that as a youngster at the age of 5, he said, "What do you want for Christmas?" "I want goalie pads," at the age of 5. So he's been playing goal for a long time, and a very aggressive young man. You have to be aggressive. You'll have to like the challenge to play goal.
Goalies are different. Their personalities are different. Goalie parents are different. You know, when you're involved in a youth program, goalies are different, and they're an integral part of the team, probably the most important position.
All right, so we'll be back with the start of the game. The Stamford club going up against the homestanding Oyster Bay club in Mite Hockey. And you're watching it on Cablevision Special Edition.
Jane makes her parents very proud. She's on the honor roll and plans to go to college. Starred in her class's last play. She plays clarinet in the school orchestra. Yes, Jane knows about drugs. In a way, she's lucky. She knows better. Some people don't realize that marijuana and driving don't mix. But Jane's brother reminds her every day that some trips last forever.
Brought to you by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association.
Barry Landers along with Stan Einbender, the president of the Oyster Bay Youth Hockey, here at Cantiague Park as we get set to go in this Mite Division game. And you can see right there The Oyster Bay Mites gathered around Coach Tom Mitchell, and what a legend Tom has become here at Mite Hockey. 16 years coaching, and a lot of people feel he's one of the best around.
Well, we've been around the country and have seen a lot of programs, and I think Tom is one of the best motivators of young kids, and really works on emphasizing teamwork, which we feel is very important.
Well, Tom Mitchell likes the teamwork aspect. He says we've got to begin a team from the defense out. He's got excellent defensemen and very fine shots in both Scott Martin and David Thorne. They've scored 33 goals from the point most of the time. And we're ready to go here as the first line centering will be Brett Oyster. He'll be number 4 in the white uniform. And going up against his counterpart, Robert Rance. I'll check that. Oyster will be in the red uniform. And 2 4s going up against each other in center ice. Robert Rance and Brett Oyster. Now it's flipped in, and it'll be stopped by the goaltender, Timms, and off the clear and nearly put in by number 4, Brett Oyster. As they move it around the boards, we'll try to identify the players as quickly as we can. Oyster Bay wearing the red uniforms in the corner. Going after it is number 4, Brett Oyster. He'll carry behind the net. And now Oyster looking to clear it up, moves it up the right wing to Eric Froggy Jensen. He has had a fine year. Good back checker, defensive player. As he carries into the zone, it's broken up and back out to center ice. Skill level has improved in this age group, Stan, with the addition of allowing a little older boys to play in this age group.
Yeah, they moved up the level this year, and you had 9-year-old boys playing in this age group, and it really has moved up the skill level.
Last time these two clubs played, it was a 2-2 tie. Played each other 3 times, and a very even series. As it comes out to center ice, down the ring comes Jensen. He's got a 2-on-1 developing. Cross ice pass. Nice pass. And as they move in, the pass to the slot. Oyster shoots and he scores. Beautiful setup. Robert Oyster from the slot. His 65th goal. He's an excellent passer, good skater. And I think it was Cooper Shefflin who made the pass over there. Very strong player in the corners. And it's 1-0. Oyster Bay takes the lead. Time of that goal, 1 minute and 10 seconds as they move the second line on. Andrew Tortorella. And there's a replay coming up. And you saw that quick shot from about 10 feet out.
Oh, Brett has a terrific shot, and you can see he lifted that right over the goalie.
How about that pass by Shefflin? What a pass. That's a major league pass right there.
Beautiful.
1-0 on the goal by Brett Oyster. Now Andrew Tortorella, Jesse Hound-Dog Vela, Tortorella 8, Vela 16, and Brian McKinney, number 19, have come on the second line. And in center ice, they'll play it. Number 10, Jensen has moved back to defense. As it's cleared along the boards, or check it, it's number 18 with it, Scott Martin. He's got a good shot. It's blocked. And quickly, they break back the other way. Good skating club, this Stamford club. As they carry down the wing, puck goes into the corner, and you get a little bit of the view from our corner shot. Back toward the left point. And Linus trying to keep it in. Could not. And it'll be shot in and offside. A delayed offside is called. Stopping play. 1-0. Oyster Bay takes the lead on that goal by Brett Oyster at 1 minute and 10 seconds. Shots on goal. Oyster Bay were the only one so far. Part of the crowd here, and fan support and family support pretty good.
Yes, especially at the younger levels, you'll find the family support is tremendous. As they get older, and sometimes when the kids get up to be midget age, and they just drop them off at the rink.
I'll tell you, hockey parents have to be dedicated because it's getting up early in the morning, a lot of 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock mornings, and as you get older and the kids start playing maybe high school level hockey, it's even earlier sometimes. Play underway now as Oyster Bay's Thorne shoots it in. Around the boards it'll go. And right now they're trying to work it out. Stamford, number 22 on defense, Brett Linus. And now move back to center ice. Oyster Bay will recover. Here's Thorne, number 12. Had an outstanding season. He can shoot, skate. Up ahead to Rentz on the right point. He'll dump it into the corner. And as they fight for it in the corner, working it free there. As they'll try to move it around. They call Rentz the tank. He is big and strong. And now the play goes to the slot. Shot fired wide. Ryan the Tank Rentz, 14 goals out of West Islip. Shot from the point, tipped in front of the score. The shot was taken from the right point by David Thorne. And it was Rentz, the Tank, they call him, who tipped it in. He's a big, strong kid. And Ryan Rentz scores to make it a 2-0 game for Oyster Bay.
The Rentz boy has two brothers in our program. He has a brother on our Bantam team and a brother on the Pee Wee team, and they're very involved hockey family. And
well, he also participates in a soccer and baseball team. We'll see the replay. Thorne, boy, what a beautiful tip. I'm telling you, you're seeing professional two goals, not those garbage type goals you usually see in hockey where it's a scramble in front and somebody puts it in. Those are professional plays.
I told you to be surprised by the skill level at this age, and I think what's happened has bared it out.
Oyster Bay coming off the big win yesterday, taking the early 2-0 lead against Stamford, a club that they lost to earlier this season, and beat once and tied once. So far, Oyster Bay's had the better of the play as they're having trouble getting it out. Now they'll move it to center, and the loose puck is recovered by Oyster Bay. Down the left wing, they'll move in. With it along the boards, carrying in is a good player, number 21, Chris Sorella, or number 11 rather, as it's cleared back to center. Back to play, it'll be Oyster. They'll flip it ahead. Oh, check that. That was broken up by Robert Rance, number 4. Now as they shoot it ahead, across the red line, flipped in, broken up by Stamford. We played 7, or rather about almost 4.5 minutes, 2-0 first period. Oyster Bay in red leading. And as he carries in, the Oyster Bay player.
It's a good back check by Brett Oyster there.
Yep, Brett Oyster. Cleared to center. And back to play it now, Stamford. Hasn't played much in this end of the ice here. Now we'll get an icing. Goldie plays it as it was right on target. We'll get a line change here. Defensively, a couple of players come on for Oyster Bay. Tom Mitchell likes to use a whole squad. He's got a big squad. Stamford does not have that quite a big squad. Oyster shot wide as they chase after it along the far boards. Froggy Jensen goes after it, number 10. Along the boards, number 8, Tortorella. He's a fine center iceman. Puts it in front, and as the shot was taken, it was wide as Eric Froggy Jensen, off the pass from Tortorella, missed. Jensen battling along the boards, number 10, kept in by Oyster. His shot tipped in front, and it goes in, I believe, off one of the defensemen.
The Stanford defenseman, I believe.
Now Tortorella getting congratulations, but it was Brett Oyster, number 4, who scored the goal. Got the wrong guys there, fella. Tortorella did not score. It was Oyster, number 4, I believe, who did score it, as it was put in off the defenseman. And it's 3-0. Bit of a surprise here, Stan. Oyster Bay jumping in front because this Stamford club played them very tough previously, as we mentioned early in the 3 games.
I think our team seems a little. Let's watch this goal here. It's
yeah,
off his skate, right off the skate of the defenseman. So that's the second goal of the game for Brett Oyster. So
Brett Oyster had a big game yesterday. Had 4 goals in that 20-2 romp over Pasadena. Gives Oyster Bay the 3-0 lead in front. Jensen trying to get it away, but it's cleared along the boards. Good forechecking. Tortorella's got it back toward the right point, and Puterback will dump it behind the net. It'll come back to the left point. The shot blocked as it comes toward the slot, and they try to clear it, and Stamford will clear it to center. And we'll give you a recap of the scoring, courtesy of Frank Cortali in just a moment, as they dump it back in. Racing back to play it, the Stamford defense. A little hard to see some of those numbers with their jerseys pulled back up on their shirts. Now a 2-on-1 developing down the right wing. Cross ice the pass, and the shot, save made, and the rebound cleared. Excellent save as the shot was taken from the near side by...
There's a penalty call.
And a penalty call by the referees. We haven't mentioned the officials. Toby Harwood and Gary Firth. Toby Harwood with a mustache, and he makes the call over there. There's Toby. And a penalty against Oyster Bay, so it'll give Stamford a power play opportunity. Let's see if we can pick it up here. As number 30 moving down carried the puck, and that was Eric Casolo, whose dad is the coach. And we had the penalty call.
It's a beautiful pass there, and a nice save there to prevent the goal.
High sticking to Scott Martin, and let's see if Stamford can get on the board in the power play. They've been outplayed early here as they send it along the boards. Stamford trying to get an opportunity here. The shot fired by Robert Rance wide. behind the net. Casolo, good move. Will try to roll it in front. The backhander and a score. Robert Rance with a goal off the pass by Eric Casolo. So Casolo has 11 goals. Rance now with 20. As a good setup from behind the net by Eric Casolo, who controlled the puck very nicely.
Beautiful. You can see, Barry, even at this level, the penalties do hurt you. And when you're playing shorthanded, especially when they position somebody in a deep, low slot like that, a nice play there and converted it beautifully. Yeah.
Rance, an excellent skater. I'm telling you, the passes we've seen on two of the goals have been just perfect. You couldn't ask for a better setup on a power play, Stan.
Well, that's the thing that really impresses me about both teams. You know, a number of years ago when my son started in hockey at this level, you had a number of kids just chasing the puck.
Yep.
Here you have kids playing position and really learning how to play the game, and I think that's important.
And it's a credit to the coaching.
Absolutely.
And the programs, both in Stamford and here in Oyster Bay and throughout the island. Excellent programming. Here's a good move. Rance, look at him cut to the slot. It's 1-on-3. Rance moves in. Trickles off his stick, but Rance, an excellent skater, as we've seen early here. Taken away. Not to the boards. And Oyster Bay running around a little bit. Will clear it ahead to center. Here's a move down the wing now. Coming in. And as they battle for the puck, number 5 was Ryan Tank Rentz. You got a Rentz and a Rance here. So we've got to be particular. That's Rentz losing the puck to Rance coming down the right wing. Rance, good move. Shot saved. The rebound. Casolo scores.
Another
and
beautiful,
it's 3-2.
Beautiful rebound.
Well, the goaltender could not stop the rebound. He left it open there. And, of course, that's critical for an opportunity for Eric Casolo, an opportunist, a strong corner player. As we mentioned, his dad is the coach, and he set up the first goal, Casolo, and now it's 3-2 on this goal here. Nice move by Rance. Watch him as he comes by the defenseman. Makes a good move, gets the shot, good save, and you really couldn't fault the goaltender on
Definitely
that
not. He made the first save, and that's really all his responsibility. And it was just a nice follow-up, a nice goal. There was a good shot, and he made a fine save on it.
Rance drew the defenseman on that play. David Thorne, who's an excellent defensive defenseman, got right around him. And he and Scott Martin, who are teamed up as a pair, or rather Justin Puterback, had some problems on that one. So it's 3-2. Stamford getting a good life after they were down 3-0. And we've had a high-scoring first period. Kicked out on that shot. The rebound. Battle in front of the score.
It looks like Brett Oyster again.
Brett Oyster with his second goal. Actually, his third goal.
Yeah.
And he's an excellent skater, Brett Oyster. They answered very quickly. Frank Cortelli going to have trouble keeping track of that one. But Brett Oyster gets that one. Let's take a look at
It's
the
a beautiful
move
with the puck.
Now the goalie makes the save, kicked it out, hits off a defenseman. Oyster gets it back again, and good concentration, Stan.
There's a nose for the puck, Barry, and he's following the puck. You see how he follows the shot. It's hard to teach something like that. That's a natural instinct that kids have, and you know, when they start out at the mite age and have this, you're going to notice this tendency throughout their entire hockey career. He's going to be a big scorer all the way up.
Well, Brett Oyster, who hails from Whitestone, Queens, you got to really be dedicated to come all the way out here to Oyster Bay and come out here for those practices and for the games. It's not around the corner, and he's a very dedicated young man, Brett Oyster. And he has given his club a 4-2 lead, 4:05 to go. As soon as we have a chance on the next whistle, we'll recap the goals. Here's Oyster coming in as the pass is broken up, intended for Jensen, and cleared off the boards. Oyster plays with Jensen and Shefflin. Shefflin number 3. 3, 4, and 10 is the line. Cooper, Shefflin centers, but it goes through to the right point. And back to play it will be Puterback. Justin Puterback. Along the right wing, Jensen at the point. Checked. Manages to get the puck, and he'll dump it into the left wing corner. Cleared along the boards. And Stamford trying to get out. .323 to go off the steal. Broken up. And here come the Stamford Mites pushing it ahead to center. Pass cross ice by Brett Linus. Broken up. Recovered there by Brian Fox, number 15. His play broken up, and along the far boards, Cooper Shefflin. Cross ice to Jensen. Nice pass. Rink-wide pass, but offside. As Jensen carried in, the puck somehow got behind him, and he preceded the puck, and the offside was called. Let's recap the scoring, courtesy to Frank Cortelli, who's been very busy here. And first of all, it was Oyster Bay taking the lead, 1-0. shots on goal. You see Oyster Bay 5. They've scored on 4 of those 5 shots. Oyster scored at 110. And then it came assisted by, well, we'll give you the goals. Oyster scored, then Rentz scored at 309. Oyster again at 514. And then it was Stamford getting a goal. Rance is 20th on the power play at 627. And also we got Stamford Casolo, his 12th at 732. And then just a short time ago, Oyster, his 3rd of the game, a hat trick, 67th of the year at 743. And it's 4-2 in favor of Oyster Bay. And Stan, when we make a point about the goals, we do give the number of goals because you do want to show a particular skill about the player, but it's certainly not emphasized in the program here.
No.
As we see them moving in, Thorne, good move, gets around the defenseman, rolling it in front, and it'll be played off the left wing boards by number 9. That's Ryan Russo playing the point now with number 12, David Thorne.
That was Brian McKinney made that nice move, Barry.
Yes, it was a nice move. We'll talk about that philosophy about the offense and the goals. Back toward the left face-off circle, Tim Borkowski. Nice drop pass to the left point. Shot goes through behind the net, recovered there. As they look to set it up, out in front, knocked away. As I'll tell you, Scott Martin had moved in there to play on offense up front. A big, strong kid. They'll dump it down the ice. Chased down by Ryan Russo, good heady young defenseman. Along the boards, Tim Borkowski out of West Hempstead trying to get it out, broken up. The flip in front, knocked down. And
Nice
to Bay, nice pass, give and
They
go.
got Tortorella.
That was Tim Borkowski making the pass down the right wing. Tortorella, diving play. He recovers, centers it. Oh, what a nice play. Heady play by the youngster. He's a little guy. Andrew Tortorella out of Glen Head.
That's that fellow I told you that won the Islanders stick, skate, and shoot.
He won just recently. Coca-Cola sponsored the stick, skate, and shoot competition at the Coliseum, and I guess 2 players from this team were involved.
They were in the
that.
finals. He beat Scotty Martin in the finals.
Let's take a replay of that last play as Stamford had a good scoring opportunity coming down the wing.
It's a fine save, glove hand save.
He's worked hard on that glove hand, according to coaches. Gilles Villemure, as you mentioned earlier, the former Ranger coach who coaches the goalies, lives out here on the island. Helped with it. Backhander, flipped in front. Plays his position very well, Timms. And he really just wants to be a goalie. Works hard at it. And I saw him coming into the game with a family. He had good family support. I think his sister came and his mom and dad. Down the right wing, Jensen carrying in. Any special rules about checking, Stan, as far as this age level that the fans at home might be curious about that are different?
At this age level, there is no checking. However, there is body contact. In other words, if you're going for the puck, it's a different story. You cannot check until the peewee level, which would be your 12 and 13-year-olds.
Well, speaking of body contact, there's a body that went flying.
That's some fine stick work there.
Yes, 30 seconds to go, first period. Oyster Bay leading 4-2. Martin carries to center ice, down the right wing, controls along the boards. And as they battle for it, Chris Sorella, number 11, is on the ice for Oyster Bay. That's Sorella. You see him there trying to get to the puck. 15 seconds to go in the period. Comes out to center ice. Martin kind of wristed down inside the blue line, broke it up there as they battle for it along the boards. Also on is Kenny Gugeri out of East Meadow, who has 12 goals this year. And that'll do it. The horn sounds, ending a good first period of hockey. I'll tell you, folks, if you're watching at home, you've had to enjoy what you've seen so far. We've seen excellent playmaking, some beautiful goals, and it's 4-2 in favor of Oyster Bay, Stan.
I think it's, I agree with you, it's been an excellent period of hockey, and you were alluding to the fact before about the teamwork aspect, and I know Brett Oyster had a terrific first period. He scored a lot of goals, but one of them I think was unassisted. The others were assisted, and the reason that we really don't emphasize scoring is that we feel that the hockey that's played here is a team sport, and somewhere along the line in their hockey career, not an individual cannot dominate, and it's important that they learn these key team concepts, position, and their individual skills. So obviously goals win hockey games, but it takes a lot to put the puck in the net, and it's not always the person that puts it in, even though they get the credit for the goal. There are other people working out there.
Well, it is a team game, and of course, having broadcast the Islanders for the last 5.5 years, we can see what teamwork is done. They do have individual stars, but I think the essence of the Islanders' success has been teamwork. The work ethic is very strong, and it stems from management, from Bill Torrey, Al Arbor, right down.
Well, it's a great tradition, and I hope it continues here in the island. I hope Oyster Bay can live up to the Islander tradition.
Well, they've done very well. Tell us about some of the other programs. We're watching the Mites. We'll see the Squirts later. Tell us how Oyster Bay has done in the other age level group.
Well, in this particular tournament, obviously we have teams entered in all levels. We have the Mites, the Squirts, who we'll see as our second game, our Pee-wee level, Bantams, and Midgets. So we also have a very, very fine junior team that's been to the finals of the national championship for the last 3 years. And the year before that, they were in the semifinals. Last year, they were national champions. This year, they missed out in the finals, but we're very proud of them, too. All our teams have done very, very well this year. It's been an excellent year as far as the team records and the development of the teams. A lot of our teams, because of the number of players we have in the area here, not as much as some of the other areas in New England or upstate, we have both first and second year players mixed, which sometimes is a disadvantage.
Well, you saw an excellent play by the goalie as he was piled on by about 3 players, but a good save by Todd Melissa of Stamford as Oyster Bay got the shot off, controlled the rebound very nicely. Melissa,
that was the Oyster Bay goalie there.
Oh, check it.
They
yeah, that's right.
switched at the end. Right, but they're both wearing red. It's a little confusing.
But it was an excellent play by the goalie nevertheless.
That was Brendan Timms.
Brendan Timms. I was interested to see how he covered that rebound well. And that's, again, at this age level, something a lot of times those rebounds lay out there, but he covered that puck well, got that left glove hand down. As it comes through to the right point, Stamford in white, in case you're just tuning in, playing Oyster Bay in this Oyster Bay 9th annual Invitational Hockey Tournament. It's a double elimination tournament. Both clubs who were winners yesterday, and they'll continue to play today and tomorrow.
By the way, Barry, Stanford's on a power play now. I guess we must have missed that penalty.
Yep, apparently late, and we get an icing call, and they'll bring it back. So icing called against Stamford. That's something you don't want to do. Let's take a look at the scoring summary for the first period. Oyster at 110. Rents for Oyster Bay. Oyster again at 5:14 to make it 3-0. Rance and Casolo for Stamford under a minute apart, or just about a minute apart. And then Oyster again just about 11 seconds after Casolo had made it 3-2 to make it 4-2. As a coach, Dan, you like to see your team regain momentum by scoring a goal as quickly as possible after the other team scores 2, and that's what happened there.
Absolutely. I think that Brett Oyster really took charge at that point, and he wanted to get that goal right back, and he did. And that's an important thing as far as the momentum of the game. It could have been a totally different story.
Stamford with control of the puck, pass toward the slot as the player there was tied up. We get a whistle, and I think we're going to have an offside call. They'll bring it back to center. And we may have a penalty call coming up here. I think a holding call.
That's
perhaps.
on number 10 there.
Let's see who it's going to be against.
Against Oyster Bay, number 10.
And that's going to go against Eric Froggy Jensen, number 10. Eric started his hockey career in Toronto. He lived there for 3 years. In addition to being a tough right wing, likes to dig in the corners, also plays baseball and roller hockey, and enjoys skiing. So Eric Jensen now will enjoy the penalty box for a little while as he goes in. It's actually a 2-man advantage right now. 31 seconds remaining on the initial penalty. So a big opportunity for Stamford to tie this game, perhaps, or at least get 1 goal here, Stan.
This certainly could be a critical point in the game now, Barry.
All right, Sorella initially got that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the start of the period, then Jensen, unnecessary roughness. So as they fire it in now, in their own zone, Stamford a 5-on-3 advantage. As they move it to center, bad pass. When you're a 5-on-3, you want to make sure you control the puck because you've got 2 extra skaters out there.
Well, you want to get that first pass coming out of your zone to be a good pass.
Now it's a 5-on-4 as one player comes back on. Sorella's back out of the penalty box. 53 seconds to go and an offside call against Stamford. So that will stop the clock as they have not been able to take advantage of the power play. Well, we gave you the scoring summary a couple of moments ago, and it's 4-2 with 10:22 to go in this second period. Barry Landers and Dr. Stanley Einbender, who is the president of the Oyster Bay Youth Hockey. And we hope you're enjoying the action at home, wherever you're watching.
I think Oyster Bay was very fortunate on a 5-on-3 situation to not get a shot on goal by the other team. And this really could be, if they hold this off, could be the turning point.
And here's Tortorella, 5-on-4 as he's bumped to the ice as he was carrying, and it's taken away by Stamford. Here's Linus down the right wing, 1-on-3, trying to do it all by himself there as he's checked. He tries to get control of the puck. Defenseman Thorne after it there. He's big and strong, and he'll work it free along the boards. He's knocked down. Still trying to battle for the puck. fell on top of it for a moment. Tortorella clears to the point. Kept in a flip shot wide. Thorne will play it behind the net. And we'll move it off the boards. Good defensive play. The penalty just about over. And it is over right now as the penalty has been killed. So unable to score, Stamford. They scored on their first power play opportunity as they move in right now. And we may get another penalty here as number 7 was knocked down for Stamford, Ryan Conway. And another penalty upcoming against Oyster Bay.
That was a check, Barry. That's one of the no-nos.
Yep. And heading off for the no-no, I believe to be number 16. Is it Jesse Houndog? No, it's 18. Scott Martin. A little tough to see the 16, the 6 or the 8. So Stamford will get another power play opportunity here, Stan. Stan, let's talk about if people are watching at home and their youngsters are interested in hockey, how can they get involved as far as joining the programs? These are literally all-star teams, but there are programs here for kids who don't have this skill level.
We have a program that we're starting out, which we call the Oyster Bay Mite Clinic, which we run over at Nassau Community College, and that will be run on Saturdays, April 12th through the 31st. And for any information, they can call area code 516-735-0872. And they can get information on starting their kids out in hockey. And this is at the mite level. This is kids up to 9 years old.
And where would they play? Where would
This would be at the Nassau High School hockey rink over at Nassau Community College.
Okay. Power play for a minute and a half. These power plays are not the full 2 minutes. They're a minute and a half in this level hockey.
Well, that's because of the 12-minute periods.
Right.
The power plays are a minute and a half.
All right. Here comes Oyster Bay down the left wing. Tortorella. He moves in, gets the shot off, and a pad save by Melissa. As they come, they've had good chances on the shorthanded side here. Stick handling along the boards, getting knocked down. Stamford's number 9, John Bria. Bria trying to recover as it goes along the boards. Flipped by Bria, knocked away, and number 4 will chase after it, Robert Rance, and we get a stoppage in play. 35 seconds left in the penalty. 8:23 to go in the second period. And both clubs will make changes here. And we are in the second period of our mite hockey. Let's take a look at the last play, that sequence coming up here.
I would like to see that play because that number 4 Rance played that beautifully there. See, he's playing a man without the puck, which is excellent, allowing the goalie to take the shooter.
And that's exactly what the goalie did. Made a good save that time. Oyster Bay, Thorne, outstanding defenseman from Queens. He hails from Forest Hills. So a couple of the boys from Queens come out here to play. That's the impressive program they have here at Oyster Bay. Good burst of speed. Here's Thorne moving in. The flip shot knocked down. And the rebound controlled. You look for their defense to do a big job here. They're not afraid to use their defensemen offensively. As Thorne,
that was McKinney.
I'm sorry, it was 14.
That was McKinney again. It's hard to read those numbers on their jersey, but that was Brian McKinney, who was one of the 8-year-olds who had some excellent speed there.
Brian is 8, has 18 goals this year out of East Meadow. Now the teams are at even strength. And we'll have a face-off coming up. Brian McKinney, an 8-year-old, goes to McVery Elementary School in East Meadow. Besides hockey, plays lacrosse, so he likes the contact. Moving in now, good move. Brad Oyster again, number 4. McKinney is on, number 14 also.
Brian is a student of Barbara Williams, who used to be involved with the power skating with the Islanders. So if you notice his skating style, you know, you might see it on some of the Islanders also.
She worked with quite a few of them, Bobby Nystrom included. Oyster behind the net, trying to center it out in front. McKinney was there, along with number 14, Tom Borkowski. Cleared to center. 7 minutes to go, second period. We've had no goals in the second period, 6 in the first. And Oyster Bay leading 4-2. Oyster on a 3-man rush. Pass broken up, and let's watch this guy go. Robert Rance.
Yeah, he's a highly skilled player, and they're in trouble if he gets by here, but nice play by the defenseman there.
Yeah, they cut him off. And back will come Oyster Bay. Trying to turn and control it. And they get it back again with 6.5 minutes to go. Tim Borkowski along the near boards. He'll recover and try to flip it ahead. Nice pass to Oyster. poked off his stick. Good defensive play by the Stamford club. Ahead now, number 30 is Eric Casolo. He's a dangerous player. He and Rance work very well. Number 40 and number 30 and number 4.
I just noticed there that Brett Oyster is really a two-way player. He really worked to, he had the puck stolen from him. He really worked the back check on there. I think that's part of the emphasis of Tom Mitchell's coaching. You know, some of these boys are born with natural skills, but you really have to develop them into team players and learning, you know, how to back check and things like that. That can be taught.
And we have a stoppage in play with 6:09 to go. And we'll have a face-off coming up outside the blue line.
I think the action has slowed down a little in this period, Barry. Mainly the kids probably getting a little tired. If they realize that unlike Little League or in mite basketball, these players are playing on a regulation ice rink. And,
yes.
You know, it makes a difference. That's why they play the smaller periods as far as time goes.
Yeah, stand a power play for Oyster Bay as one of the players went off for roughing for Stamford, number 9, John Bria. Scramble in front, and Melissa comes up with it, knocked away. Oyster Bay trying to keep control. Sorelli moves it back to the point. Martin moving in, gets the shot off.
Very strong shot for a 9-year-old.
Oh, he does. Martin has 17 goals of the year. Excellent hockey player. Good control along the boards, but now comes out to center. 44 seconds left in the power play. It's the first one that Oyster Bay's had. And they'll dump it around. Martin sending it behind the net. Broken up and sent around the boards by Brett Linus. In front scramble, and it went wide. Dug out, centered out in front that time by Froggy Jensen, but it was broken up. Sorella trying to get it. Jensen, good checking as he stole it away. Here's Sorella battling along the board. Penalty has 5 seconds to go. Moving in now, number 7, Ryan Conway. He's one of their high scorers. He's knocked to the ice as the puck is loose in front and cleared and kept in at the right point. Penalty is over. 4.5 minutes to go. Stamford trailing by 2, and it's taken away. It'll be a 3-on-1. Moving in now, beautiful move, the shot and the score. Oh, what a play that was by Scott Martin of Oyster Bay.
That was a beautiful play. He just made the defensive play in the defensive zone, controlled the puck, came up and took it all the way for a goal. Absolutely terrific play.
10-year-old Scott Martin, and who lives in Freeport, loves hockey, lacrosse, and baseball. Boy, did he love to score this one. How about that,
beautiful.
Stan?
He's noticed his stick work and the way he controlled the puck. He knew he was going to score that goal, and he just lifted it right over. Beautiful play.
That's a big goal. It's the first goal of this period. Scott Martin gets the goal. Unassisted. A beautiful rush, and it's 5-2.
I don't know whether you noticed it, but he did break up the rush on Stanford's part in the defensive end, and then he picked up the loose puck and brought it down. So
Looked like Paul Coffey on that play.
Absolutely. He's one of the better skaters on the team.
He can shoot, can skate, he can do it all, and he's going to be an outstanding player as he continues to improve and gets older. 5-2, Stamford with the puck in white and blue as they shoot it in, trailing by 3, and we got a whistle for an offside against the Stamford Mites.
You'll notice the Martins are a hockey family too. You're going to notice that Martin name being called in the next game also. He has a brother that's playing on our squirt team.
Well, it's funny how hockey is a big brother thing. I was reading about that in the hockey news, how many brothers there are playing in the National Hockey League. And I wonder why, Stan. Any particular thing that obviously you see it here, but more so in hockey than other sports, maybe, even in the professional level.
Yes, I think it has to do with the dedication and time spent in playing the hockey, that it's a family affair. So if you're a younger brother, you get tagged along to the rink, eventually you pick up the love and the dedication for the game.
Well, you have to wait around. You better get busy and start playing a little bit. As they move it ahead. Coming in now, here's Rance bumped, and we're going to get a call for a check against Rance. So Oyster Bay, they've been a little more aggressive today. They're going to be penalized again here as the referee will make the call, and he's going to say, young man, take a seat over in that penalty box. Oh, apparently the penalty.
So number 16.
Yep. That's going to go against Oyster Bay's number 16, Jesse Hound Dog Vela. Interesting the nicknames, because he's a great back checker, a kid who'll really play, give you 100%, Jesse. And he goes to the penalty box right here. Let's take a look at it.
I think the penalty is on his back check there, and he does certainly check him from behind there. But in emphasizing his ability as a back checker, you could see him rushing back into the play there. He's a little overly aggressive there, but that's not bad. I mean, that's...
Yeah. Jesse loves the Yankees and the New York Rangers, given the nickname Hound Dog by Coach Thorne, who was an assistant coach on the club. He's 9 years old, attends a Jamaica school in Plainview. So a lot of these kids are all around the island. That one goes in off, they call it roughing, but it actually was for a check. But I guess they have to have an official designation for the penalty. Under a minute to go as they'll clear it down the ice. Stamford down by 3, and they have not really been able to take advantage of their power play opportunities except for that first chance they had.
Well, in the first period, I think the important thing is, and now you got Brett Oyster again.
Nearly scored a shorthanded goal. Stan?
But except for that first period where they had an excellent play and teamwork on their power play, excuse me. Their problem has been getting out of their own end on their penalty, and then we have a power play, and that's really where it's at. If you keep them in their own end, you see the forechecking there has kept them deep in their own end. They really haven't developed any type of passing or system to come out and attack Oyster Bay on their power play, and I think that's been a big key. If you notice,
good point, Stan. That is similar to what the problem the Islanders have had early in the season on their power play. As they carry in Oyster Bay, again, not real sharp passing as a scrambly type situation. The backhander in front, stopped by the goaltender Timms. Back toward the left point. It'll be kept in there. As falling down, number 20 had an opportunity to play it. Tian Elastic Man Bunch. He's one of their leading scorers, Tian Bunch. Now along the boards, the penalty is over. A minute 38 to go. So very fine penalty killing by Oyster Bay.
nice play by, is that Martin again?
I believe it is. Yep. Number 18, however, Scott Martin shoots it around the boards.
Very good anticipation, Barry.
You can see the strength, too. He drove that puck along the boards. It went all the way around the other side. Oyster Bay leading by 3, a minute 15 to go. Stamford on the attack.
That's
here.
Rance again.
Robert Rance moving in. Nice
Beautiful
check that time by number 14 as he got back.
And there's McKinney again.
Burkowski, the man who broke it up, Tim Burkowski. And get a whistle for delayed offside. 57 seconds to go. Face-off coming up outside the Oyster Bay blue line. It's been a very good first period so far, first and second period for the Oyster Bay Mites. They lead it by a score of 5-2. Brett Oyster with 3 goals. And the other goals scored for Oyster Bay have been, let's see, scored by Rentz. And, well, Scott Martin has the other goal here in the second period. So those are the 5 goals for the Oyster Bay Mites. Under a minute to go. Second period. 3 12-minute periods. Stamford on the rush here. As they play it, Stamford behind the net, trying to center it out, scramble for it in front, and the whistle blows. That puck is frozen. Goaltender has to have great concentration and poise, and that scramble in front, he's got to have good eyes. He's got to spot that puck and have the presence of mind to control it. And we saw it controlled right there. Going to move the face-off to the face-off circle to his right with 39 seconds to go.
Are they calling another penalty against Oyster Bay here?
Yeah, appears to be that way.
Yeah, they're trying to protect the goalie there, which I like. Sometimes they can be a little overly aggressive. This is an important part at the end of the second period here. If Oyster Bay can hold them off, it'll look pretty good for us. But these last 39 seconds here could be very, very important.
Ryan Conway, number 7, will take the faceoff. He has 39 goals. Move to center, and Brett Lyons will shoot it around. Broken up, and they'll fire at the length of the ice with 28 seconds to go, killing the penalty here beautifully. Set around the boards. Good forechecking by Oyster Bay, as you see the man in the penalty box over there. For a delay of game, they're going to call the penalty. And it's on number 15, Justin Puterback. 7 seconds to go, and that should about do it for the second period. 3 seconds. Will they get a shot off? 2, 1. Horn sounds, and the second period comes to an end. So the only goal in that second period by Martin, his 17th of the year, unassisted. A beautiful rush up ice by the young defenseman. Oyster with 4 goals in the first period. And that's the story right now. 3 goals in the first and Rents the second. We'll take a break right now with the score 5-2 at the end of 2 periods. Oyster Bay leading Stamford. You're watching hockey on Special Edition Cablevision. We'll be right back.
Kid, I really want to let kids know that illegal drugs are bad news.
Yes, David, it's true. Over 100,000 teenagers were admitted into hospitals last year because of drugs.
Yeah, but I'm talking about kids' futures. Did you know that marijuana can affect a person's physical and sexual growth?
Yes, that's quite accurate. In a laboratory test, female animals treated with the active component in marijuana experienced a 44% death rate among their offspring.
This is much more important than facts and figures. What kids should know is that marijuana has got more cancer-causing agents than tobacco, and a lot of young kids use drugs on a daily basis.
Actually, Michael, the fact is that 1 in 18 high school seniors smokes marijuana daily, and then there are the occasional users which account for...
Get this through your CPU. They don't care about statistics.
You know, you're right. I've got it. Just tell them illegal drugs are bad, so don't mess with them.
Illegal drugs are bad news. Don't mess with them.
We're back. Barry Landers along with Dr. Stanley Einbender, and president of the Oyster Bay Youth Hockey. And let's take a look at the scoring summary. Oyster Bay leading 5-2 at the end of 2. Only goal in the second period, Martin. For Oyster Bay at 7:39. The other 4 goals, 3 by Brett Oyster, and the other goal coming off the stick of Rents. The shots on goal, Stamford and Oyster Bay pretty close there, Stan. But Oyster Bay really is controlled. As you said, they're penalty killing, the big difference here.
I think that's been the key to Oyster Bay's success, because they have had quite a few penalties, and their forechecking on their penalty killing has kept the puck in the Stamford end, and that's really protected them, and I think that's one of the big reasons why they're winning.
Well, let's see if Oyster Bay will be able to maintain that lead here, or play defensive hockey and just try to protect the lead, or continue to press.
They're still killing penalties now. There's about 30-some-odd seconds left in this penalty.
That's right. Big opportunity for Oyster Bay, or rather for Stamford, to get back in the game down by 3. But Oyster Bay's been very tough in center ice. They've broken up a lot of plays, and they break that one up there as they'll flip the puck along the boards. Tim Borkowski killing penalty. Now to Martin in center ice. Martin, number 18, will shoot it around behind the net. 11:20 to go. 9 seconds to go on the power play. Look at that hustling effort there, checking by Casella, number 11, as he broke up the play. Oyster Bay has been very quick to the puck. They've shown a good skating team.
I think they're really very well coached on these killing penalties. They're sending one man in deep, and then they have a man at the blue line who's trying to pick up that pass coming out, and they've been able to do it almost every time.
Now that penalty is over. I think they've killed off about 5 penalties, Frank Cortelli tells me, after giving up a power play goal on their first opportunity. Oyster Bay in the red, white uniforms worn by Stamford. Oyster Bay leading 5-2 as they move it up to the point. Now they'll break the center. Here's Tortorella. He's got Sorella with him, but it's broken up by the defense, and Linus will clear it. Shot right back in by Ryan Russo, the young defenseman. And a little bit of a collision there. No penalty call. Sorella colliding with number 22 Linus there. Penalties, Oyster Bay 5, Stamford 1. 2 minutes gone here in the third period. Oyster Bay leading, and they lose the puck right now. Restolen by Sorella, number 11. He gets the shot off. Save made, and the rebound cleared nicely by the goaltender, Melissa. Behind the net, Tortorelli. Sorella battling along the boards. Nice pass to Tortorelli. He's got a man open in front, trying to wheel it through for Tim Borkowski, who was open in front, but it was broken up nicely by the defense. Tell you, the kids are thinking and looking past, and that's something that Coach Mitchell really preaches here.
Yeah, I think that's, I'm very proud of the boys for the way they are passing the puck. Even the high scorer like Brett is looking to feed the other boys, and you can see the team aspect is really taken its effect from Tom Mitchell's teaching.
Brett Oyster is on right now. Number 8 is Andrew Tortorella. And we got a partial line change and a whistle stopping play.
Barry, I'm impressed with the goaltenders on both sides. Even though Oyster Bay has scored 5 goals, I like the style. They're both standing up, and
Yes.
you know, they're hugging their posts, and they seem to be attempting to cut down angles. And I think at this level that their knowledge of hockey as far as goaltending is outstanding.
That is a good point. Both goaltenders have been working hard and improving. As we mentioned, the goaltender from Stamford, Melissa, has been playing goal since he's been 5. A dedicated young man. We get a whistle for an offside here, and there it is. Stopping play. And as far as Brendan is concerned, as you mentioned, a very quiet kid. He's learned to cut his angles down. His skating has improved. And you have to skate well to be a goaltender. A lot of people don't realize that. But a goaltender, a good goaltender, has to be a good skater.
Absolutely. In order for their balance and be able to move around and cut down angles on shots, they must be excellent skaters.
I guess the highlight for Brendan's season came when he shut out Weymouth, Massachusetts. And that was to win a tournament up there. And we'll get a trip call coming up against Oyster Bay again. 6th penalty. As a clear trip as the John Brea was carrying in. You see the young man who was tripped. He's quite a player, John Brea, and they're very pleased with him. Heading to the penalty box will be number 15, Mr. Puterback. And he'll be out for a minute and a half.
You mentioned that Weymouth tournament. Oyster Bay's participation in that tournament has been a tradition, and there's Justin Puterback in the penalty box over there.
He's 9 years old, by the way, attends the Greenvale School, swims, golfs, plays lacrosse, and enjoys remote control car racing. Not a bad way to go. In front, broken up again. Positional play's been excellent on the penalty killing.
Absolutely.
Now, when you take as many penalties as they have, you've got to have good penalty killing. Oyster pushes it down as he broke up the play. Can't get back to that point, if you will.
Yeah, I was talking about the Weymouth tournament. It's been a tradition to the Oyster Bay to be in that. And you know that Boston is a hotbed of youth hockey. And this year, our Mites, I'm very, very proud of them. They won the tournament for the first time since 1978, when we had some of our better, stronger teams in the Mite level with Tom McManaman coaching that won there. And so we're very, very proud of them. And it was excellent competition, and they came out victorious in it.
Brea will carry it up. They're on the power play for the next 40 seconds. Moves across the line now. Drops it off along the boards. As they battle for it. Magel playing back at the left point. It's again cleared. That's toward the blue line.
That was Scotty Martin again. I mean, he's just a pillar on that defense. He and Thorne, I mean, they really have done a tremendous job.
And he's got such strong wrists and arms, apparently. He can really, you know, get that puck down the ice.
Absolutely.
Nice move here. Rance again coming in. Tripped up. No call as he went down. They move it back and can't keep it in. McGee, number 4, will play it. Loses the puck to the charging Jensen. And the penalty is over as it's swept around the boards. And they've done another excellent job with 7:05 to go. Oyster Bay leading by 3. Looking for another one here as the shot is broken up. Recovered again by Oyster Bay in front. Jensen tried for a tip, couldn't get to it. He'll play it. Tries to center. And along the boards, it'll come through to the right point. Screen shot, save in front. It was taken by Thorne, number 12.
That's David Thorne. He
and an Oyster Bay player crashes to the boards and looks to be hurt.
That's Ryan Rentz, and he looks all right.
Okay, good to see him get up. These kids are tough. And it's good that they're wearing all the protection that they are wearing. Any special rules as far, well, obviously the kids have the helmets. Any special additional protection that they have? Yes. As Rentz takes the check here.
And in order to participate, according to A-House rules, they need full equipment. They have helmets, approved face masks, shoulder pads, elbow pads, and they have hip pads, shin pads. And so they are pretty well protected. Occasionally there is a slight injury, but in most instances they're minor.
Well, the tank went in there pretty hard, like a tank, to the wall. But he's apparently okay, as he said, big, tough kid. And that is deflected wide. Oyster Bay putting the pressure on here, leading. There's a penalty on the part of the visitors. And right now, Oyster Bay on the power play. It's 5 against 4, but Rance will feed it in front.
Nice play by Scotty Martin again.
Technically very sound. Nice bit of skating. Martin looking like Ken Morrow out there. Breaking up the plays in front. We get a whistle for an offside. Actually, it'll be an icing, and they'll bring it back.
The skill level of a player like Scotty Martin is sometimes a little above some of the other players on the team, and yet he's looking to pass the puck up and play a team game, and I'm impressed by that. I think that's all goes to show the type of coaching that Tom Mitchell is doing at this level and his whole crew of assistant coaches.
Well, we haven't mentioned Keith Fitzpatrick much tonight, but he's the smallest player on the squad, and Tom Mitchell just loves this kid. He says he gives 100%. He's going to be some player. He's number 17, and I'm sure we'll see him the rest of the time as they look for an opportunity here on the power play, but it's broken up. Here's young Ryan Conway who will break it up. And shot down the ice with 5.5 minutes to go. Penalty almost over. 6 seconds to go. Jensen offside as we had defensemen ahead of the play.
Pass was a little behind him that caused that offsides, Barry, but I'm very impressed by the teamwork and the amount of passes the boys are making. You know, it's been a while since my son's been in Mite, and watching these fellas play, it used to be that the puck used to go up the ice but one skater, but now it's quite different. There's a lot of passes. As
you saw, Oyster Bay with a 3-shot edge, but on the scoreboard they're leading by 3, and that's the only real arithmetic that counts. As it's dumped to center ice. Oyster Bay has killed off 5 of 6 penalties very effectively, including part of a 2-man disadvantage. Cleared back to the left point, kept in by Martin. Send into the corner. Good forechecking by Oyster Bay as they come up with that puck, trying to get it in front. Jensen knocked down as he tried to get the shot off. Chris Sorella trying to set him up. Back comes Conway, number 7. And he flips it into the corner as he goes down. He and Pewterback upset with one another, and Pewterback, a little rough get out there. Had a stick go up high. We're down to 4:12 to go. Stamford trying to press here, trailing by 3 as they carry in. Loose puck in the slot. And it's recovered by number 15 for Stamford. That's Brian Fox, broken up. Oyster Bay with it in center ice. Number 20, Kenny Gugeri, playing out there as it's cleared to center. Back on defense, Justin Pewterback and Scott Martin. Number 15 is Pewterback.
That's an excellent back check. I didn't see who that was, but
McKinney on right wing. Here's Sorella.
Number 11, Sorella, made a terrific back check on that play and took the puck away.
Broken up as Kenny Gugeri was trying to play it. Here's Sorella. Flipping it behind. So Tom Mitchell giving a lot of opportunity to some of these second line and third line players. Oyster Bay really dominated that first period. Scored 4 of their 5 goals, 1 in the second. No scoring in the third so far. 3:04 to go in this third period. And Oyster Bay going to win their second game in their own tournament.
McKinney.
Nice play by Martin down the left wing. Look at that collision. His bodies go down. And they get up slowly, but all right. 3-man rush. Conway, number 7, gets the shot off and goes down. 2.5 minutes to go, third period. Now line change as the centering pass was made by Brett Oyster, who has 3 of the 5 goals. Oyster will play it in the right face-off circle, gets the shot off, blocked in front. Kept in at the point by Justin Pewterback. And broken up. And Oyster Bay back on defense. Good positioning there by Timms, who had the angle on the short side. Deflected it away. Linus at the left point, broken up, breakaway, 3-0. Here's Oyster moving in, but offside. Oh, my.
Now, that's one thing you don't want to see when you got a 3-0 to an offside, Barry.
1:51 to go. But when you have a 5-2 lead, you don't mind too much, do you, Stan?
No.
With a minute 50 to go.
You can afford a little mistake like that with a 5-2 lead.
Bodies are flying, reminiscent of an Islander Ranger back out here. But it's part of the game, even though checking, as we mentioned, is not permitted. There is contact, and when it happens, of course, it happens.
What do you think Al Arbor would say if the Islanders had a 3-0 and someone went offsides?
Can we say that publicly? 1:45 to go. Stamford controlling the puck. Rance lost it. It's fed out in front. The back hit. Oh, beautiful save. And Timms covers up.
That was probably the toughest save of the game right there. And I think he's really built up confidence in himself as this game proceeded. And he looks very, very confident, and he seems to know what he's doing out there.
Andrew Oyster got the backhander off, number 9, and a fine save. Right now, face-off, one of the few face-offs they've had in this end of the ice. You're looking at young Mr. Timms, who has played an outstanding game. Brendan Timms.
That's a beautiful pass by Brett Oyster to number 14.
And a shot
great
outside
save.
Center, yep, good save. Number 9 trying to keep it in over there. It was Russo. A minute 15 to go. Sent it again. Cleared away by Rance. And we get a whistle. No, we're going to get a delayed offside. They brought it out, so the whistle was not blown. Oyster Bay with the puck, leading with 55 seconds to go. Brett Oyster down the wing as he's bumped. Sends in front. Rance will play it. The two number 4s. They both slide. And the young man gets up. And will move it ahead. 38 seconds to go. Pass to Bria down the right wing. .25 seconds left. Now we're going to have a whistle. And a stoppage in play right here. Player is hurt. Have a player hurt on the right boards as play is stopped. It's Rentz, number 5. That's the man who was a key player on this Oyster Bay team. Call him the Tank. He went into the boards hard before. Looks to be a leg injury. And we hope that it is nothing serious. Ryan the Tank Rentz. Now they call him Tank because he plays such an aggressive game, and it's like a freight train coming at you. And he's okay. He's a very strong, solid young man, and gets a nice hand as he heads off from West Islip. You have players from West Hempstead, Oyster Bay, Whitestone, Queens, West Islip, Glenhead, Patchogue, Williston Park, Plain Edge. All over the island they come to play here. East Meadow, Freeport. And Frank Cortali lives in Glenhead. Frank, can you play hockey? Street hockey. Frank never learned the right way to play. Couldn't stand on the skates.
You can come down to our Mike clinic, Frank.
Well, why am I laughing? I can't play. I can't even skate. They shoot it off. My kids are tremendous skaters, Dougie and Greg, but their dad doesn't. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds, 1, and it's all over as the Oyster Bay Mites have defeated the Stamford Club by a score of 5-2. 4 goals in the first period of the story. Fine goaltending by Tom Mitchell's goaltender. And that turned out to be Mr. Timms, who played a outstanding game, very impressive in goal, as Oyster Bay wins 36th of the year. They've lost 20 and there have been 10 ties. And that goals against average of 2.10 will go down just a little bit with the effort today by Brendan Timms.
It was an excellent effort, and I think that he handled a couple of very, very difficult shots and handled them well. He had tremendous help from his defensemen, Scotty Martin and Thorne in particular, Justin Puterback, and I think that all around it was a good game, just to show you the skill level at this age.
All right, Stan Einbender and yours truly, Barry Landis, will be back for a recap in just a moment. You're watching Hockey on Cablevision's Special Edition.
You know, it's hard work keeping in shape, but it's important to me to be the best that I can be and look the best that I can look. I don't go through all this to impress other people. I do it because I care about me. I care about my body and my health, but most importantly, I care about feeling good about myself. That's why I would never, ever take illegal drugs. You know, I've seen some people who smoke marijuana, and they seem to lose pride in their appearance. They lose their motivation to achieve. And let's face it, what goes in your body eventually shows up on the outside. The bottom line is stay away from drugs, but do it because you care about yourself.
Brought to you by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association.
Back at Cantiague Park, I'm Barry Landers along with Dr. Stanley Einbender, the president of Oyster Bay Youth Hockey. And Stan, we saw a pretty good game. Oyster Bay coming out on top 5-2. That first period, a lot of scoring. Oyster Bay jumped off to a 3-0 lead in the first 5 minutes of play as Brett Oyster scored, and then Rentz and Oyster again. And at that point, Stamford made an effort. They came back with 2 quick goals. Rantz and Casolo scored to make it 3-2. And looked like we were in for a high-scoring afternoon, but it didn't turn out that way. We only had only one other goal. Scott Martin, who played an overall outstanding game, scored in the second period, and Oyster Bay wound up winning it 5-2.
It was an outstanding game, and I think it was great to have that coverage by Cablevision because it showed the skills and the level of teamwork that these kids can do at this age. And I thought it was an excellent game, and I'm happy that Oyster Bay won, and I think Stamford proved that they're a very, very good team also.
Well, I guess the fourth meeting turned out to be the decisive meeting. They had played 3 times. Each club had won once, and there was a tie the other time. So that just about does it for our coverage here of this age level, the Mite Division. Final score once again, Oyster Bay 5 and Stamford 2. Coming up in April on Cablevision Sports, we have high school lacrosse. Elmont will take on Lynbrook and Manhasset playing Mineola. We'll also have coverage of high school baseball, and then we'll take you to the playoffs in both sports. Check your cable guide for the air dates and times. For Stan Einbender and our entire crew, including Frank Cortelli, Glenn Ornstein here helping with the stats, this is Barry Landers saying goodbye from Cantiague Park.